Welcome to another episode of Your Voice. I'm John Balser, your voice for the NRV and surrounding areas.
On today's episode, we have Matt McMurray, owner of Campus Automotive and Mako Collision Repair. Welcome everybody to another edition of Your Voice with John Balser. I am Shane Patrick Cruz, once again sitting in for John while he is away, just dealing with some health issues. So if you get a chance, please, as the last couple weeks I've said, please reach out to him, say hello. I'm sure he'd love to hear from you guys. I know he misses all of you and is looking forward to seeing all you guys again around town. Today on the show, we have a local and national celebrity. I really actually feel privileged to be sitting next to this YouTube sensation that is Matt McMurray, man. Dude, thank you so much for being on the show,
Thanks
man.
for having me.
Absolutely. So Matt McMurray, owner of Campus Automotive and the Mako Collision, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, we'll get into that in just a short bit. For now, tell people who Matt McMurray is outside of business. What are some things you're into? I know you got a family, you got a couple kids.
Yeah, so I'm from Blacksburg. I live in Christiansburg, have two kids. One in Christiansburg Middle School and one at Bellevue Elementary.
Nice.
We like to travel. We like amusement parks and theme parks.
What's your favorite amusement park?
Man, I think Busch Gardens.
Why? You got a favorite ride at Busch Gardens?
Busch Gardens. Yeah, I like Verbolten at Busch Gardens.
Yeah.
But my favorite roller coaster is Fury 365, which is at Carowinds.
Why is that your favorite?
Well, I mean, it's fast.
Is it?
Yeah, and it's smooth and fast and modern, and like it's got a lot of has a long cycle time. So
yeah, it sounds very exciting. I'm not a roller coaster guy.
You're not a roller coaster?
Nah, man. I wish I was.
We go a lot of places, and
yeah.
So
once you got another trip planned?
Yeah,
coming soon?
Cedar Point in Ohio, Sandusky, Ohio. Yeah, we're gonna take our RV up there and stay for about 4 days and go to Cedar Point, and then their water park there.
Yeah.
They have an RV park right on the island and everything.
Oh, nice.
Because it's all on a big island. And
that's
right
sweet.
In the Great Lakes. So.
Yeah. So I'm from Richmond, and they're I don't know if you saw the news in Chesterfield, which is like right outside of Richmond. They're building the world's largest surf park.
Yeah.
Right in Chesterfield.
Yeah, I heard about that.
It just got approved. Yeah, so it's gonna be. I don't know where they're gonna put it. Chesterfield is not the biggest area, especially where they're.
Richmond's kind of growing up in some weird ways.
It's crazy.
Yep.
So you'll have something that's nearby other than just Busch Gardens, right?
Yeah.
What else? Anything else? Where are you looking to travel that you haven't traveled to?
That I haven't traveled to?
Yeah, where's somewhere?
Oh man, I've been a lot of places.
Have you?
Yeah. I probably would like to take the kids with the RV cross country.
Yeah.
I've already taken an RV, or not an RV, but a cross country trip myself.
Did you?
Yep.
When was that? When did you do
2009.
that? Yeah.
Yep. We did 7,800 miles in 13 days.
Good.
So me and a friend of mine who's a retired police officer, we got in the truck and rolled.
Was it like a last minute decision? Like, hey, let's do this?
No, I mean, we planned it for a little while, but no reservations anywhere. We just rolled, stayed in Motel 6s.
What?
Yep.
Man, that was probably an
it was good
experience you'll never
because
forget. Yeah.
it was right in the middle of the recession. And so, like Motel 6, like we were splitting the hotel rooms, and some nights we would stay in a brand new Motel 6 for like $18 a piece. Because there's nobody.
Yeah, there's nobody.
Like 2009, nobody's doing anything.
Yeah.
So we got to see a lot of it. It was so cheap. Gas was a little expensive, but the hotel was super cheap.
Is there any like one particular part of the trip that you remember?
Yeah, man, I really like Glacier National Park in Montana.
I
like
that's
Moab,
gorgeous.
Utah. I thought that was awesome. I want to go back there because I like Jeeps and I like driving off road. So I want to go back there and spend some time and do some trails out there.
Yeah.
I was disappointed by California.
Really
liked Arizona and Utah. Disappointed by Colorado, all except for one strip of the Rocky Mountains. Colorado's kind of desolate. So I was really disappointed with that. And,
interesting, yeah.
But I really, really enjoyed Utah, like for some reason.
Yeah.
In the desert. And since then I've been to Scottsdale 3 more times since then, and I thought it was great, fantastic. I didn't think I would like the desert like that, but I think it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell me what the business is. How long have you had the business?
So, man, it goes back a long way. My uncles came here in the early 70s.
Okay.
So our family's been here for over 45 years in business, in the auto repair business in Blacksburg.
Yeah.
So Dad came, he came to Virginia Tech, and he worked for my uncles. and then he got his own gas station, which is still right up here on the corner of North Main Street
Is it really?
and Turner Street. Yeah, it's a stop in, but it used to be a service station with garage bays, and
Oh, wow.
so that's where I got my start.
Yeah.
And after I graduated from Virginia Tech, then I started running the business for him. And so from July 2003 until December 2010, I ran that business for him.
Gosh.
Then I went on my own, built brand new buildings on North Main Street, and got rolling from there.
Yeah,
and,
dude, you were crushing it, man.
3 years later, we opened the body shop, the Mako Collision Center, right next to it. So
Yeah, I literally have not gone anywhere in town that not only do I not see your stuff, but people talk about you everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
just
good and bad.
no, I mean all good in my case, nothing
Yep.
bad in my case, man.
Yeah.
People love you guys. It sounds like you guys do some incredible work.
Yep.
Now you're also involved with NASCAR too, right?
NASCAR, yeah, I work for SMI, which is Speedway Motorsports Incorporated, which is the company that owns Charlotte Motor Speedway, Bristol, Atlanta, Kentucky,
Gotcha.
Sonoma. So I work for that organization, and basically I work in a tow truck on race weekends in Charlotte.
Gotcha.
So 2 weekends in May and 1 weekend in October.
How did you get into that?
I just by accident.
Really?
Yeah, I found a car that I wanted to buy on Facebook Marketplace, and it was in North Carolina. I hit the guy up and said, "Hey, can you meet me? I want to look at your car."
Yeah.
He said, "Yeah." So I went there, test drove the car and everything. It wasn't really what I wanted.
Yeah.
And I saw he had a hat on that only us tow truck drivers would wear, a brand of safety-related lighting that only a tow truck driver would wear. And I asked him about the hat, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I do this." I asked him if he was a tow truck driver. He said, "No, I'm not."
Yeah.
And so we talked a little bit, and I found out that he did the same thing. I said, "Well, can you give me some information about that?" And he did. He gave me the guy's contact information.
Yeah.
And I sent him email, and the rest is history. Did some training. And,
That's crazy.
Yep.
Man, that's
so
incredible.
It's not really a good paying job.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's fun.
It's fun.
I meet some characters, and I'm privy to a lot of inside information that most people wouldn't be privy to, particularly in the garage area. So
That's crazy.
Yep.
Are you a car guy yourself?
I am a car guy.
Not old muscle.
No, I don't like
import?
any old car. I like to look at old cars, and I really appreciate old cars.
Yeah.
But I'm not into. I would never buy an old car.
I saw a Skyline at y'all's shop one day.
Yeah, they suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, they suck. They bad. It's not like the movie.
Yeah,
they
I'm
suck
sure.
really bad.
Yeah.
It's a JDM Skyline. I got a friend in Christiansburg who has a dealership that sells cars that he imports from Japan.
Oh, wow.
And so we work on some of those at Mako. And so that's one of those cars.
In Christiansburg, there's a place that does that?
Yep, that's right. Yep, that's right.
I didn't even know that.
Yep. Duncan Imports.
Duncan Imports,
Duncan
okay.
Imports, yep.
And they're importing them straight from Japan?
Straight from Japan.
Wow.
Like literally come off the boat, hit the port in Charleston or Baltimore. They drive them down here. And
Dang.
on a
Now, do
truck.
you guys, because you got to change over the emissions, right? So you
No, they don't.
literally
They just sell them like they
sell
are.
them like it is,
Yep.
right? Is it still up to the client that buys it to change anything, or does anything need to be changed?
So some states.
It's just curious on my own.
Yeah,
my own
so
end.
some states you have to change it, but other states you don't. Like
Really?
Tennessee, where there's no state inspection or emissions, you don't have to
That's right,
do
yeah.
anything to it. You just put it on the road and drive
Yeah.
it. Here, you have to do some stuff to get them state inspected and
Yeah.
ultimately get tags for them. But
Yeah.
they're all over 25 years old.
Wow, yeah.
Really popular. A lot of them are really popular with mail carriers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think the Skylines and GTRs and stuff are just kind of like for show. He didn't
Yeah.
have a whole lot of those. He has more mini trucks and little SUVs that the mail carriers
I like
want,
it.
little Subarus,
Yeah.
right-hand drive stuff. It makes it easier on them.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
So what's your kind of car then?
man, well, I like a lot of things. I like I just appreciate just about every kind of car. I like Audis.
Yep.
I don't like to work on them, but I really like the way they look and
Yeah.
how smooth they are.
Yeah.
I like Chevrolet Corvettes and Camaros,
Yeah.
BMW 3 Series,
Yeah.
Mercedes S-Class, stuff like that. Like new stuff, brand new
Yeah.
stuff. Like I don't really care what it is. It's got to be brand new.
What do you think about the electric movement now?
It's going to be good.
Yeah, buddy
Yeah.
of mine, one of my clients actually just bought a Tesla Model 3.
They're impressive.
I think sweet, man.
They are
I've
impressive.
got to be honest.
I've drove a Model 3, not an S.
Right.
I think that on the electric side, I think Tesla with their SUVs and their Cybertruck, I don't think it's going to be that great.
Really?
But there's a company called Rivian.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, Rivian
Yep.
makes a pickup truck and a SUV that's
Yep.
getting ready to launch, and
Yeah.
it's going to be a much better
You think so?
Yeah, it's going to lead that segment, I think.
Really?
If it doesn't get bought out by a competitor.
Right.
But the car-wise, I think the Model 3 is a fantastic car.
Oh, it's super nice, man.
It's not really good for us because there's nothing to work on. There's nothing to fix. I
Yep.
mean, tires and brakes and windshield
Yeah.
wipers, but
Yeah.
other than that, like, there's not much to do.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how the industry shifts over the next, 7-10 years.
Yeah, I don't. He and I were talking about that, about the shift in the industry of the hybrid now moving into all electric. In 20 years from now, I still don't think it's. I don't know if it's going to be a majority electric over. Do you think it's going to change that quick?
I think it'll go quick.
Really?
I think it'll go really, really quick, especially when consumer preference switches.
Yeah.
But it's going to take more. Like right now, they're just ramping up to where they can build a large volume of them.
Yep.
And they got to have batteries and they got to have lithium and there's so many pieces to make it work. But
Yeah.
once it hits, it's going to hit.
The thing now that, because I travel with him on the weekend, so the thing we're dealing with is just an inconvenience issue. So it's figuring out ahead of time where the charging stations
Yeah.
are. For instance, this past weekend, we were in Lynchburg. There's no charging stations in Lynchburg.
That's right.
So we were headed back to Richmond. And so we had to actually go up to Charlottesville and and to charge it for 30, 40 minutes and then back down to Richmond.
So on the supercharger,
Yep.
on the Tesla supercharger?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The interesting thing about Tesla superchargers are you can only charge Teslas on Tesla superchargers. And so because the fitting is different for
Right.
them than they are for other electrics.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit of a bummer, but he set up and paid for all those
Yeah.
superchargers himself.
Yeah.
Like there's no third party company doing that.
Yeah.
They did that themselves.
Yeah.
So, but I think there'll be changes in behavior with some people, and they'll figure out how to do it, and
Yeah.
they'll get better.
Yeah.
Engineering will make it faster, and
Yeah.
we'll have more
I
stations.
don't know. It needs to be, man. It's 3.2 seconds, 0 to 60 in that thing.
Oh, it's crazy.
It's crazy fast,
crazy.
man.
I watch them on YouTube, man, outrunning
Yeah.
Lamborghinis.
Yeah.
And stuff, man, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, here's what I really want to get into with you. So, obviously, I own a video production company, and something I talk to my clients a lot about is getting on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I know that you have quite a lot of success on YouTube. How did you first? Well, do you remember what your first video was? Was it a tire video?
No, man. My first video was in 2011.
Was it
And
really?
I just shot it with my iPhone and put it up, and it got like.
Well, what was it of?
I think I was shooting us towing a car from private property.
Really?
Yeah, and then I shot that. That didn't get much.
Why did you decide? Was there something you were like, I'm just going to put a video on YouTube? Because
Man,
even then, it wasn't big.
Yeah, I was just kind of goofing off, and then we did some commercials. I paid for some commercials to be done professionally.
Yeah.
They sucked. They didn't help me any. Like you can look on there and see where some of them I paid like $1,000 for that got like 25 views.
Wow.
That was ridiculous. And then I did some commercials with a local advertising guy here.
Yeah.
And they sort of popped off a little bit.
Was that one with like the
little cars talking?
The cars talking.
The cars
yeah.
talking, yeah.
That's super good, man.
Local guy here in
Yeah.
Blacksburg named Dave Perks. He put that deal together. Really super smart marketing guy. Got a smart mind. And
Is he still around?
He's still around.
Dave
He is.
Dave Perks?
Yep.
I'll look up that, man.
Yeah, he's really sharp.
Yeah.
And so from there, we kind of I sort of kind of gave up on it a little bit because it's kind of expensive to get production work done.
Yeah.
So then I jumped back in and I said, well, let's lay some tires out here and try because I really want to increase my tire business. So let's
Yeah.
see what happens. Or
Yeah.
whatever. So I took like 5 off-road tires and I sit them in the floor,
Yeah.
right in the garage,
Yeah.
and I just started talking about them.
Yeah.
And then boom, like it popped off totally by accident.
Yeah, it's got
and
like-
then now it's monetized and I've
Yeah.
had over 1 million views total.
So
over everything.
crazy, man.
And all I do is get up there and stand up there and stutter and make mistakes, but people love it. So then we said, oh man, this is cool. So then we tried another video that was better produced.
Yeah.
We had GoPros stuck on the side of cars and we were doing tire footage and we were driving in the snow and everything.
Yeah.
And it didn't do anything.
You know what's crazy is, and a lot of the data is now showing that people prefer the authenticity over the highly produced
think
video,
they do.
which is it's just not good for me to admit that owning a video production company. It's crazy. Even
No,
as
you can look at the channel and you can see the ones
can
that
see it.
perform the best.
Yeah.
And man, I've had phone calls, like people are calling me from Colorado. A kid called me from Texas last week asking me about my tires. And
Wow.
I'm like, all right. So I talked to him, and I've had a person from New Zealand comment and call.
Wow.
I've had people from Spain call about particular
You are
tires.
now the tire guy.
And I'm now the tire guy. One girl, she's from Australia. I think her uncle lives in Toronto. She was going to do like an overlanding trip across the United States.
Yeah.
So she hit me up before she even came here and said, "Hey, look, he's going to let me use this truck. What do you think I should do before I take off on my trip? And should I come and see you to get a set of tires or whatever?" And I was like, "Well, that'd be way out of the way to come see me.
Yeah.
But here's what you should do, and here's what your lift should be, and your
Yeah.
tires and your wheels and all that stuff." So
Gosh.
she came and took off, and now she's going on a cross-country overlanding trip for, I guess, over a month.
Oh my gosh,
She's going to
man.
be on that. So people from all over the place have asked me questions and comment.
Yeah.
So, sometimes people troll on it, but most of the time they don't. I mean,
You get
it's-
those people, man.
Yeah, people are discussing within themselves. the
How
different
important do you think that is for your business to have that presence on YouTube
I don't
like
know
that?
that it's really helped my business at a local level, because
Okay.
all these people are from all over the place.
Yeah.
But I do think that it has helped. Obviously, being monetized is cool because you get paid,
Yeah.
right? So it's more than paying for my production cost.
Yeah.
So on each video, so that's really cool, and I like to, expand on that. But,
Yeah.
I think when local people figure it out, I think that they'll understand that maybe I'm a perceived expert
Yeah.
in this particular field, and they'll
Yeah.
use me for their tire needs when
Yeah.
they need it.
Yeah, you get seen. The thing that I kind of try to hammer into to clients is business nowadays is more about providing value. And to put videos online is not meant for lead generation. If
No.
you think it's for lead generation, you've already missed the mark.
Nope.
It's not for lead generation. It's just simply to put content out there to be value driven, not a sales thing. So you
Yep.
talking about your tires, it's not like, hey, we got a great deal on this
'Cause
tire.
I don't
It's
have
not-
any way. I don't even have e-commerce where you could get on the link in the bio and buy anything. You can't buy anything from me.
Yeah,
All you can do is watch it.
yeah,
Not that I wouldn't do that in the future, but right now I'm just talking for free, basically.
Yeah.
And giving out information, which I'm big on that too, because that's just creating value.
Exactly.
Like you said.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that we do to try to create that value.
yeah. I call it selling without selling.
Selling without
Because it's a
selling.
long-term play. It's another
Yeah.
thing too. Businesses get into doing the videos. They don't see any the monetary gain from it short term, and then they stop doing it because they're like, "Well, I'm not getting any return off
Yeah,
of it.
exactly.
Well, why put in the time and the effort and the
Yeah,
money, right?"
exactly.
But it's a long. You've realized that it's a long-term play that will
Long-term
eventually, in some form or fashion, pay off.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And you being seen as an expert in the field, and therefore building your credibility within that, and what credibility ultimate means is that they just trust you more.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you never know where it'll go
Yeah.
from there. Like if you
Yeah.
get a big following, opportunities
Yeah,
may happen for you, and doors might get open that you would never imagine.
yeah,
And so you might be led down a different path than what you even started.
yeah,
So it's important to think about those things.
Yeah.
I wish I could do more video,
yeah,
but obviously we're, budget constrained, because
Yeah.
you can, sky's the limit on video
Yeah.
if you want to spend it.
yeah,
So, and I'm not smart enough to set it all up, myself.
Right.
And production cost is low enough where it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to buy all the equipment,
right.
and stuff right off the bat.
Then there's
So,
post-production that's
Post-production
extremely
is
time-consuming.
time consuming, because
Yeah.
we'll film for, we'll film for 2 hours to get a 7-minute
Yep.
video.
7
And
minutes
so-
is a lot for 2 hours. Gosh, I'm getting less than that.
Well,
yeah. Yeah.
obviously it's not very polished, but
No, it's
you
good,
can
man.
see,
Yeah.
you can tell.
No, it's good.
Yeah.
What's next for your business? Anything that's in the pipeline?
I think we're just going to get better.
Yeah.
I think that's what's next for us. I think
Yeah.
we grew really fast. Now we need to get really good.
What does that mean exactly to you?
To get better?
Yeah.
Oh man, well, obviously some internal efficiencies
Okay.
would help us a
Some
lot.
systems and
Some
processes
systems
and
and
things.
processes
Yep.
that will help us perform better internally.
Yeah.
I think that public perception of us, improving public perception of us
Yeah.
is also important because, part of what we do is a little bit controversial because we tow a lot of cars.
Yeah.
So I need to make sure that we have, outwardly, we have the image of professionalism and just a good, well-run company.
Yeah.
Basically.
Absolutely.
So get better is the main thing that we're working on right now.
Yeah.
Not really planning on any expansion.
Yeah.
I'm not the type of guy that will ever have 10 garages or
Yeah.
anything like that. It's just not my thing. I
Yeah.
would rather do something really, really good
Yeah.
right where I'm at. So.
What does good business mean for you?
Well, number one, good business profitability
Yeah.
is good business. Number one.
Yeah.
Because you have to be profitable to make it worth it. Because
Yeah.
it's hard work.
Yeah.
And so that's number one, profitability. Number two, having a good culture and having good engagement with my guys.
Yeah.
Making sure we're on the same page and we
Yeah.
behave certain ways.
Yeah.
And look professional.
Yeah.
So that's probably the two biggest things.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think you can't have one without the other.
Yeah.
So
If you were to give any advice to someone that's wanting to start their own business, what would you say to them?
have a lot of cash.
Yeah. Nobody ever wants to talk about
Have a
that
lot
part,
of
but
cash.
that's
Like
probably true.
Business is hard now.
Yeah.
Business right now, it's 2020. Business is hard.
Yeah.
So bootstrapping your business is even harder.
Yeah.
You got to have some cash.
Yeah.
And whether that means you start in a card table in your basement and grow, or you start a side hustle, or you bake cupcakes on Sundays, like you got to start there
Yeah.
and build up some cash.
Yeah.
You can't go start, especially here in
Yeah.
this market. You can't just go rent a storefront and throw some stuff in there and hope it works.
Yeah.
That doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
And you working hard doesn't necessarily equate to profitability now either.
Yeah.
You got to be really smart.
Yeah.
So I would caution anybody wanting to start a business and not having the cash to do so.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So,
Yeah. I'm gonna give you some quick fire questions.
all right.
First one. What is one of your greatest fears?
Oh man. I always was the biggest fear for me, personal wise, was
Yeah.
something happened to my children.
Yeah.
I think sometimes that's a little, a
Yeah.
little scary to think about. I think that's a big fear of mine.
Yeah.
Business wise, like I really don't have much fear. Business wise.
That's because you're dialed in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And it's not because I didn't try to turn over every stone possible.
Yeah.
So,
That's
I'm all
I,
right.
I think it's good. I'm glad you mentioned that because a lot of people get in business and they put so much time and effort maybe on one specific thing, and if that one thing doesn't work, it just throws them off. You can't be married to a specific one thing.
Yeah, and
you
you
got to
gotta-
learn to
You got
to move around.
You got to be okay with failing too.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of failure in business.
Yeah.
And it hurts your ego and it hurts your pride and
Yeah.
it hurts your wallet.
Yeah.
So like you can't be afraid of failing. Failing's okay.
Yeah.
As long as you learn something from it and
Yeah.
you move on.
Yeah.
And because I failed too in a lot of situations. So I think that's the biggest thing, and not, what you start doing in your business may not be what you need to be doing. So it may change
Yeah.
as you go through. Business it's just like a child. You're raising it and nurturing it and trying to get it on its feet, and you're
Yeah.
trying to get it to kindergarten, and
Yeah.
you're trying to get it, and so you're trying to move through these stages of life with it. And I think that people are afraid to try something a little bit different,
Yeah.
when it's appropriate,
Yeah. Absolutely.
because what you end up doing may not be what you started out to do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think a lot of people
That's good.
like that.
Second thing, when you think of the word success, who or what comes to mind?
Man, well, I'm obviously a big race fan, so I think Rick Hendrick, Roger Penske,
Yeah.
two big guys, titans of industry, huge car dealership businesses. I've always wanted to be a new car dealer.
Have you really?
Yeah, barrier of entry is very high for that, but
I can imagine.
yeah,
Yeah.
So they got in at the right time. They have huge businesses. Hendrick and Penske, I think they're number 2 or number 3 or 4 dealership groups in the whole country.
Wow.
Not only that, but they have successful race teams and other business interests, and so I think that is success to me.
Yeah.
I think ultimately that's success.
Yeah. Yeah. And probably, I would imagine, leaving a legacy, all of that, building a legacy that you can then leave behind too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool. Last thing, 2 or 3 tips that you can give people just for general car care, especially in the winter times, cold as heck outside.
The biggest thing is just make sure your battery's okay, because it sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks when your car doesn't start.
Yeah.
Like, that's the worst thing that can happen.
Yeah.
So make sure your battery's okay. Make sure your air pressure in your tires are good.
Yeah.
And all your fluid maintenance is up to date.
Yeah.
And wiper blades. Always keep your wiper blades, because people don't realize, like, this time of year when the salt's on the road, and you need to have all, your washer fluid jug filled up,
Yeah.
so that when salt spray gets on it, you can get it off.
Yeah.
You can see, right?
Yeah.
So those are probably the biggest things right now
Yeah.
to be
Very
ready.
cool. Anything that we missed that you want to mention, other than how people can get a hold of you?
No, I guess not really.
So what's the best way that people get a hold of you guys?
Best way to get a hold of me? You can email campusautomotive@yahoo.com.
Okay.
Web address campusauto.co. You can get to the Mako page from there. You can make an appointment. You can fill out a contact us form. All that stuff comes straight to me.
Okay.
So that's probably the best way.
Okay.
Comment on my YouTube stuff or
Yeah,
Facebook
definitely.
stuff.
Definitely go check out all the YouTube videos. They're
Yeah.
incredible. They're really good.
Yeah, you can do that, and get it. All that comes right to me. Hit me up on Twitter. That comes
Yeah.
right to me.
Cool.
So I'm a big Facebook guy, so that's a really easy place to get in touch with me.
All right.
Too. So just
Fantastic.
Campus Automotive on Facebook, Campus Autos on Instagram and Twitter,
Gotcha. You're all over the place.
Campus
That's good.
Automotive on YouTube. So,
There you go.
Yep.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, man, for
Appreciate
being a
it.
part of this.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yep.
See you guys.